Hello everyone and welcome to S3 Bubble. In this video tutorial we're going to take you from start to finish on how to set up the S3 Bubble DRM plugin to secure your media, and we're also going to touch on Woocommerce and analytics as well. Okay, so to get started, first off we want to connect to AWS. Okay, so to do that, this is a brand new setup under your dashboard, AWS Security IAM Connection. Okay, we want to go on and go to Policies. Copy our policy, and then we can head over to AWS, and we're going to copy this policy into AWS. Under Policies, create policy, JSON, paste your policy in. Okay, review policy, and we'll call this DRM plugin, and then we'll just create that policy. Okay. So what we're going to do then is we're going to attach that policy to a user. So to do that, we're going to add a user. We'll call this DRM plugin. Okay, and programmatic access. Go to permissions. We're going to attach our policy we just created. Okay. Next, add tags. We could add tags here if you want, and then we're going to create this user. So this will give you two keys that will allow S3 Bubble to talk to Amazon Web Services. So you need to head over to connection, and I'm going to paste my two keys in from here now. Okay, great. So what we can do now is we can click submit, and we've successfully connected, and it will just go off, and you can see that we're connected successfully. We can list buckets, CloudFront distributions, and the only other one we want to check for is media convert. We're not using live streaming, so let's just check for media convert. It was green, and great. So you can see that is all green now. So now we're set up, and S3 Bubble can now talk to Amazon Web Services. So now let's create a workflow. So under AWS, Storage, and S3, what we're going to do is we're going to create a new workflow. Okay, so we're going to Quick Bucket Setups and Full OTT AWS Setup. We'll call this DRM Plugin 2020. Okay. And we're going to use North Virginia for our CloudFront, and we're not going to be using Glacier. Okay, so we're going to create our setup. Okay, great. So as you can see, we've got our storage bucket and our delivery bucket here, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and go to our bucket, and what we're going to do is we're just going to upload a file, and I'm just going to drag a file from the desktop into this bucket. Okay, now just a note, your videos are almost certainly going to be over 29 meg, so if you're uploading anything above 50 meg, you want to click the uploader button, and this will take you directly to the Amazon S3 uploader, and you can click upload, and you can just do exactly the same thing. I'm going to drag a different video in here just so you can see that you can use both uploaders. Okay, so I'm going to give that a second while it uploads both videos. Okay, great. So as you can see, it uploaded both our videos, and just to note, it was much quicker using the AWS Uploader. Okay, this drag and drop uploader is purely just to upload images, screenshots, really quick things that you want to share, okay, or captions. So we've got our two files in our storage bucket, and what I also wanted to just touch on here is, if let's just take for example that you already had a bucket, so you already have an existing setup, and you had all your files within this bucket. So you could go to storage, and if you've got all your files in an existing setup, for instance this bucket, then all you want to do for an existing setup is just create a delivery bucket. Okay, so we can do the same thing. We can put let's just check DRM plugin. So what we'll do is we'll go DRM / plugin 2020 existing and setup. Okay, so this is just to show you how you would do it with an existing setup. So we'll create our CloudFront distribution here. Sorry, it's creating a bucket and then it's creating a CloudFront distribution. So that's just how you do it if you are using an existing setup. Okay, great. So you can see we've got our existing setup bucket here and our full OTT setup from scratch here. So it's just to show you how you can do both setups. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the encoding process. So to encode one of our files, we want to go into our storage bucket, and we want to go over to one of our files that we've uploaded, and we want to go to the media convert encoder. Okay, and then if we go across to DRM security, this is going to ask us for a proxy security URL. Okay, so you won't have had this yet. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go over to your AWS website, the website that you've installed the plugin on, and then once the plugin's installed, in the left hand menu here and the DRM video, there's two ways you can get your proxy URL. It's under the first video, or it's under proxy URL here. So simply copy and paste this URL. So this is to secure your video content. Paste it in here. Save and continue. Save and continue. Save and continue. And we're going to output this to our delivery plugin bucket. And we're just going to use a random ID. Okay. CloudFront distribution. We're going to be using this CloudFront distribution. Save. And then under encoding template, we're going to want to use the HLS cost saving template. Now, a lot of people always say that they don't have this set up initially, and you will not have this set up initially. So to do this, you want to go to, I'm just going to save and continue, and go to yes, and now this has started our job. But if you want to set up that template, go to AWS, Media Services, Media Convert, okay, so it will bring you to the page we're in now, and then Encoding Templates, okay, and create cost saving OTT HLS template. So that's how to create that template. A template is simply something that's used to have all the correct settings to encode your file to HLS. Let's go to encoding jobs, and you can see now that our job has completed. Okay, so that is great. So let's go ahead and just go into our file. Now it will not play in the dashboard, okay? It's only going to play on the website, the WordPress website that you have set up the proxy URL from, okay? But what we can do at this stage is we can add BIF thumbnails. So if you download the desktop app for BIFs, what you can do is if we simply drag in the same file we uploaded from our desktop into the BIF app, then what it does is it goes off and it generates a BIF for us, okay? And then we can just simply go to BIF thumbnails, and we can simply paste in our BIF file, drag it in, sorry. Okay, so that's created BIF thumbnails for us. Now I'm just going to go through the encoding process again, just to show you how you do it for an existing setup. So it's exactly the same setup. So let's say this is our existing bucket, and remember we created this delivery bucket. We can simply go to bucket, and then we can go, let's encode a different video. I'm going to go to media convert, continue, continue, and then you can see we've already got our URL saved. So let's go ahead and click next, and save, and here we can just use a random ID. Now here we want to be putting it out to our existing setup bucket, okay? So you're simply just creating a delivery bucket to output your files. Okay, CloudFront distribution, we can just select this CloudFront distribution. It's currently in progress, but it will go through in a minute. Okay, and go to next, and then we're going to be using our cost saving template, so that's correct. Okay, great. So that has now completed. So let's go ahead and go into our player, and then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to add this player to our WordPress website. Okay, so head over to WordPress, and then what we want to do under WordPress is we want to add a new post, and we'll call this post secure video. And then if you click the block editor, you can now add a DRM video, and then if we just copy and paste our code, you can get the code from a few different places down here. It's completely up to you, and paste it in here. And then if we click publish, and then view the post, okay, you can see that we are now playing our video, and it's secure. If anyone wants to use download video helper or Skyloader, anything like that, it will prevent your videos from being downloaded. Okay, so let's touch on something else now. when you want to do this, you're going to have to, for this to work for you, you'll probably get an error, and the reason will be you will need to go into Channel, Websites, and you'll need to add the website address of your WordPress website. Okay, so if you go to Save, simply paste in your website address, and as soon as that's in, then you will be able to view your content. Okay, so you need to do that. That's one step you cannot miss. Okay, so that's one way that you'd add your content with the block editor, but people also ask if you can add your content directly through HTML, and you certainly can. So what you want to do with that is we can go to HTML, go back to the site where your files have encoded under Media Convert, and let's just grab our URL from here. Okay, just make sure that's the correct one. Yep, that's correct. And then if we just go into our video, and then all we want to do is we want to just grab this code from here. Okay, so that's just the HTML code, and put that in here. Okay, and then we can update. So there's two different ways of doing it, one using the block editor and one using just direct HTML. So if we run a refresh, okay, you can see we've got two video players and they're both playing either one. Okay, so let's say you're probably going to want to add images to this video player, so let's go back over here, let's go to poster, and let's just put in lemon. You don't have to do this, but it's a way that you can. So just save that file to the desktop on my computer. So what I'm going to do now is you literally, once it's saved to your desktop, you can just drag it back in. Okay, and we've now got our video here. Let's go under metadata. We can add your watching. This will come in handy, lemon video, for Google Analytics as we get to the end of this video. So you can see we've got a lemon video, and let's go over here. Okay, so you can see we've got our video. Okay, so that's how to get set up secure video encoding. But now what we're going to do is how to set up Woocommerce. So I've just used a standard theme. I just searched on the theme repo and grabbed any theme that was compatible with Woocommerce. And for now, let's just go ahead and get rid of this block so that we just have one video player. Great. Okay, so let's go to Woocommerce. I'm just going to show you some settings. So I went to status first, and then under tools, you can simply make sure that the default pages have been created under create default pages. Okay, so we just did that. And then under settings, you need to go to accounts and privacy, and you've got to make sure this is unchecked and allow customers to create account. Basically, you just want to make sure that there's no guest checkout, okay, because you need to have people sign up and create accounts so that they can view their videos. Okay, so make sure that these are unchecked. And under payments, we've simply got Stripe set up, okay, for this standard payment. So what we can do is, once you've got WooCommerce set up, you can go to products, add new, and we'll call this my awesome video. You won't be disappointed. Please buy my video. Oh, sorry about the spelling. Okay, and then what we can do is go to set product image, and we can just use this image here, and then we can do a virtual product, simple product, and let's just say we want to charge $19.99 for this video. Okay. Okay, great. So as you can see, our video is all set up. So let's go back to our video, and we're going to attach this product to our video now. So under secure video, let's go to product, my awesome video is what we just created, and then let's attach that product. So if we run a refresh now, and you can see it's going to ask them to purchase the video before they can actually view it. So this doesn't really make sense from a functionality point of view. How is someone going to purchase a video that they've not even seen? Okay, unless you've done some kind of YouTube clip and this takes them to the full one. But ideally what you want to do is give them kind of a teaser time. Okay, let's say just 5 seconds. Okay, so 5 seconds teaser. This can be any duration that you want in seconds. So if we run a refresh now, then what will happen, they'll get 5 seconds worth of the video. Okay, and then as soon as the 5 seconds are up, they will be asked to purchase the video. Okay, so that's a great way to kind of entice people to view a little bit of your video. What you can set is the teaser on a specific time when you're going to give a really great bit of information that's going to like change someone's day, and then ask them to purchase your video. Okay, so once that's set up, what will happen is they can go through the process of adding the video to basket. Okay, so view basket and the price, proceed to checkout. Okay, so you fill out all your test details here for your specific user, and then you've got the payment details here. So as you can see, if you've already got a card set up, you can simply come in and place your order. Okay, great. So as you can see, our order has now been received. So they have now made purchase and purchased your video. So what will happen now is if they go back to their video, they will now show that they have purchased this video, and they can come in and view this video. Okay, so that was really simple to get set up, and we're actually monetizing our content now. So you'll start to see that under products or even Woocommerce dashboard, you will start to see the amount of money that you're making through Woocommerce. Okay, so that's getting set up with Woocommerce. That should be pretty self-explanatory now, but a lot of people want to know how to actually change the text under all these things for translation. So if you want to translate the video into any language, you can do this by using a plugin called Roku Translate. And under Roku Translate, what we can do is we can go to click onto the actual menu, and then you'll see that we've got our running plugins here. So you can click on the plugin, okay, and we can add a new language. Okay, under new language, we're going to select English UK because that's what we're using here. Now we suggest you put the folder in this custom location, okay, because these will get overwritten on theme and plugin updates. So that's fine. But what we can do is, let's say we want to change the purchase text, and we can come in and if I can find it, purchase. Okay, so let's say we want to change the purchase text, and for instance, if we wanted to just change it to just purchased in Welsh, or you don't have to change it to a different language, you can literally just add anything else you want here. A lot of people want to change the you have not purchased this video text, which will be here. Sorry, it's hard to find some of this. I'm sure. Yeah, you have not purchased your video. You can change this to anything in your language, or please buy. And obviously you can translate this into lots of different languages. If we click that now and save, and then sync, and then if we take a quick look, okay, so we can see I've got our new text here, and then the purchase text will have changed. But what's great about it is we can also go in and change the overlays and everything within this player. So if we just change the, I don't know what play is, okay, and then if we wanted to change the play button, then we can go down to play, again, save, sync, run a refresh. Okay, so what we've got is pause and play. Okay, so you can see we completely have the ability to change all the text within this plugin. It's great, that's how we get set up with the plugin. Okay, so one more thing, let's go through the last thing, which is Google Analytics. So we've got Google Analytics set up, we created a tracking code and it's in the footer of our website. Now we're going to use that tracking code to track all our videos as well, okay? So what we'll do is we'll just head over to S3 Bubble Dashboard, under Channel and Analytics. We're just going to paste in our Google Analytics code. Okay, it's as simple as that. And then if we run a refresh, okay, give it a second. update. Okay, so as you can see, we've got one user on our site right now, and a video path has got a video impression. We can go into our category, and you can see our Lemma video is getting called through here. Okay, so what we can do is if I take this URL and paste it into another browser, okay, and then it's just starting to load in the other browser now. You should notice that we get 2 people on the site right now, and it will update. There we go. And we've got a video impression, 2 video impressions for the Lemma video. Okay, so this will also work with ad impressions as well if you want that set up. But that was just how quickly it is to get set up with Google Analytics as well. And I think we're going to stop there and wrap it up there. But that was a good start to finish way of setting everything up with the plugin. I actually just wanted to put something very quickly on at the end. Some people would like to use this functionality with pure HTML code, like discussed. So I just want to show you how you can actually do that without using the block editor. So what we can do is let's go back to our player. Okay, and let's go into this one. And what we'll do is we'll grab the code from down here, copy and paste. And you can see we've got my awesome video and the video teaser. So how are we going to do that with HTML? So first of all, let's go and get the product ID for my awesome video. So to do that, you can just go to products and then just kind of hover over it, and you can see it's what it says there. It's got an ID of 25. Okay. So to do this with pure HTML, we can just add a custom HTML block. So we have data code, and then the product, I can't remember what it was, I think it was 25, and that's going to be the Woocommerce ID, and then we'll put in data, and then you can put in teaser, and then we'll put in teaser time of, I think it was 5 seconds. So that is mimicking what is happening above. So what we can do now is if we remove this, click update, and then refresh. Okay, great. So you can see we have exactly the same functionality and everything is set up the same. So that's how you do it with just add-in HTML, and this HTML can be added anywhere within your template. Okay, so it's purely optional if you want to add these extra values. But yeah, that's a good start. That should get you all up and running. Any questions, drop us a line at support@s3bubble.com. Thank you.